I see Brooklyn is in the house. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to the class of 2022. Yes, it's great to be with all of you, to the doctors and to the lawyers and the teachers of tomorrow, the artists and the entrepreneur, the engineers and the journalists who will shape our world to come. You made it. You made it. Only a third of Americans graduate from college. And graduates, you did it during the most turbulent time in recent history. You persevered. You overcame against all odds. When some people even didn't believe in your dream and didn't believe that you could make it. And graduates, there may even be some people in here who didn't believe in your dream, but they're here anyway. But don't look at them, look at me. I want to thank your families. I want to thank the mothers and the fathers and the aunties and the uncles and the sisters and the brothers and the friends and the loved ones who gave you so much help to reach this moment. So why don't you graduates stand and give them a round of applause? Come on, graduates. Okay, and I know you owe a lot of them a lot of money, so yeah. And they want it back. And they want it back soon. So I want to thank the President, Catherine Conway Turner. I want to thank the trustees. I want to thank the college council members, the faculty, and today's honorary degree recipients, including the son of the Bronx, the soundtrack of my youth, Grandmaster Flash, but as they call him today, Dr. Flash. His work provided an enduring truth that young people just should not sit down, sit quiet in a world that unfortunately is very flawed. That all of you out there must dismantle, must disrupt all systems that oppress other individuals. And that is what history teaches us, my friends. You see, because young people have really driven the most change in this country. It wasn't elected officials, it was young people. 100 years ago, it was young suffragettes, young women who won the women the right to vote. In the 1960s, it was young people, both black and white and Jewish, who marched to end segregation. In 2008, it was young voters who said, yes, we can change America by electing Barack Obama. And now, my friends, it's up to you. And I want to know a few things about this class. Please rise if you are the first ones in your family to graduate. Please rise. Wait. Okay, keep standing. Please rise if you worked during college. Please rise. Woo. Please rise if you are married. Please rise. Please rise if you have children. Please rise. Please rise if you are immigrants or your family is an immigrant. And please rise if you graduated during the COVID pandemic. Everybody up. You did it. You did it. And now you may be seated. You see, parents and graduates and all of those who are here, you see what my scholars had to go through. They are the most diverse, educated, and politically active generation in history. And let's keep it real. No generation in recent memory has ever faced so many different kinds of crises so young. But they did. They were born in the shadow of 9/11. Thank you. They were raised in the Great Recession. They grew up with school shootings, climate change, hate and harassment, political chaos and division, and yes, through a deadly pandemic. And I know because all that they have gone through, you are truly special scholars. Yeah, there's something special about all of you. Because I know the world hasn't always been safe, but even with turmoil all around you, you never let it define you. You didn't break, not one of you. You grew strong. And in the words of Grandmaster Flash, or Dr. Flash, and the Furious, it's like a jungle sometimes. Yeah, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Did I do it right? All right. Some people in the audience are going, what? What was that about? So from Parkland to Black Lives Matter, to the climate justice movement, to your record voter turnout, deciding our elections, your generation has been unrelenting in its quest for change. And when you finally came to college, your whole bright future opening before you, things took another turn. Life went from campus events and getting to know one another and late nights in the libraries and packed together in study rooms, and yes, I know, in the clubs, to the sudden isolation and the uncertainty of COVID. And you lost loved ones. You had to study through it all. And his numbers ticked up and up and up. And then, a week ago, the most murderous act of hate in recent history, or I should say this year, tore through this community, shattering families, futures, and any sense of safety, taking 10 beautiful souls on to glory. Individuals who simply wanted to shop for groceries. But my friends, my scholars, we've been here before. Parkland, 17 beautiful children in Florida. The Pulse nightclub, 44 members of the LGBTQ community. 50 Muslims at a mosque in New Zealand. The Asian American Pacific Islander community, 8 died in Atlanta. The Jewish community at the Tree of Life Synagogue, 11 died. And let's not forget the 9 who died in Charlottesville, South Carolina, at Mother Emanuel Church. Yeah, we've been here before as a nation. We've been here before as a country. But it's gonna be up to all of you scholars as you leave these doors to do something about it. You are showing us how to heal, how to counter last week's deep, dark despair with today's hope and light. For 4 years, you've been supporting one another, teaching one another, building the kind of compassionate community that lifts everyone up to succeed. You see, scholars, that's your strength. That's what this country needs right now. That's the task of our time, to bridge our differences and to focus on our commonalities, to end the deadly hate that destroys lives and build a national community as compassionate as the one that you have built here on this campus. The power, my friends, my scholars, is in the hands of all of you here today with that degree. We are one nation. We have to focus on what binds us and listen to those we disagree with, politically or otherwise, and leave no one behind. But continue to press on for justice, Because as Dr. Martin Luther King said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love. And as I look out at this crowd and all of your loved ones who are beaming in pride today, I hope that you feel the love of everyone here who is so full of joy and pride for all of you. Carry that light in your heart always, my scholars. You've been through tough times, I know that. But you've learned to cherish one another, to let struggle become your strength. And whatever life chooses to throw at you, never forget you chose your response. And remember what you've been through. Because life is all about lessons and about choices, especially now. And that piece of paper that you have or will have in a moment or two brings all kinds of opportunities. It'll give you the power to choose, not just where you live or work, but what you do to make a difference. You will face setbacks and surprises, but as they say, it's not how many times you get knocked down that counts, it's how many times you get back up. And I know that myself. You see, I am here. You may not, if you don't like my speech, don't blame the president. I have a friend who I call my niece who's graduating. Her name is Angela Preston. She's in the back. Angela Preston, said, Tish, I need you to be there. And she's graduating with all of you today, but she has a story. She started from the bottom and now she's here. But she was supposed to be America's top model. Yeah. They were about to crown her America's top model, but then they snatched the crown from her because of her past. They tried to break her, but she told her truth. And then she returned to 716 Buffalo and became a journalist. And now she's back on top. You see, Angelique, stand up. You see, my friends, it's hard to keep a good woman down. Where are my ladies at? And where are the men who support women? Make some noise. Angelique, I am so proud of you. And I, too, am privileged to stand before you. Yes, the president said first woman of color to be elected statewide and city and the Attorney General of the state of New York. That really doesn't matter. The question, scholars, is what do you do with the power that God has given you? What do you do with the diploma that's in your hands? What can you do to make a difference? You see, I didn't have much. I didn't have much except the firm belief that I could achieve anything that I set my mind to. My parents had a 6th grade education, both of them. But like you, I too went to public college. I went to law school. I worked for elected officials. And to be honest with you, it wasn't long before I said to myself, I could do that job. And maybe you too had that feeling. So I made the choice and I ran for the city council. I lost the first time. But then I got up and I took a chance and I ran again. And for the next 14 years, I served the city of New York as a city council member representing parts of Brooklyn, and then as the public advocate, fighting for fair housing and safe workplaces and equal pay and equal work for women. And when this job became available, all of the media outlets said, oh, no, not her. No, we're not supporting her. And I chose to run regardless. And the community that built me, the community that surrounded me, they carried me on their shoulders to victory. And so today I am the people's lawyer. It's my job to stand up to the powerful on behalf of the vulnerable, to fight for all of our rights and all of our freedoms, and to make choices of every kind. And scholars, I don't consider this a job. When you look for a job, don't look for a job. Look to something that fulfills you, a passion. And if you find your passion and you get paid for it, you will never work again. There's no greater feeling on this earth than seeing a wrong and making it right. And you don't have to be an attorney general or a model to do just that. Every one of you, scholars and everyone in the audience, you have a voice. And every one of you always has a choice to keep quiet or speak up, to withdraw or to engage, to look out for yourself or for your community, to take the easy way out or the right road forward, to accept injustice or to challenge it. Now, you can't predict the choices that life will present you, but the principles that guide you, the courage that you have, the belief in yourself, the knowledge of all that you've already overcome, those things stay with you forever. So let them be the compass that guides you forward. And if anyone ever tells you that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you weren't born in the right zip code, drown them out with the power of your purpose and overwhelm them with the gifts that God has given you and the lessons learned here on this campus. Because scholars, you can go anywhere from here. Do anything from here. Be anything from here. I urge all of you to soar like eagles and fly and make a difference in a world that is torn apart, that needs you now. We've screwed up the world enough. It's now your turn. So I'd like you to consider one last school assignment, if you might, tonight, when you get home in the quiet space. Write down everything about today, the feeling of accomplishment, the closeness of this community, and above all, write down your sense of who you are in this moment, your values, your beliefs, the hopes for the future. Because believe me, you're gonna forget all of the speeches, but you're gonna remember this moment, particularly if you look back on those notes. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for the hard times that will come, and they will come, for the tough choices that you will face. And read it in those moments to keep you honest, to keep you hungry, to keep that fire burning in your belly, and to keep you true to yourself and to those big, beautiful dreams guiding you today. Big dreams are the only way big changes come, and this world needs your big change. Graduates, I know I stand between you and those diplomas, so I'm getting out of the way. And I just say to you, congratulations to the fierce class of 2022. The future awaits you. I'm so glad that you're leading the way. God bless you and thank you.